Hey guys, welcome to Vintage Genetics, and this is the 5th Q&A of the channel. You guys, if you want to submit a question, just ask it in the comment section, but add something to the question like a hashtag, Vintage Genetics Q&A, or anything else that I know that you want the question answered in a video like this, because otherwise I'm very inclined to answer it right away. But anyway, let's get started. So, first question by Rick Lehman, a Dutch name. Might be a nice question for the next Q&A. What do you do in the weekends? Do you ever go out, or does everything revolve around bodybuilding or training? Well, honestly, I have never really been a person to go out clubbing. In the Netherlands it's usually Thursday night and Friday night, Saturday night. Everyone goes out, drinks, get drunk until like 2, 3, 4 a.m. I've tried it maybe once or twice when I was 16, 17, but it's just not my thing. It has never been my thing. Like in high school, a lot of the guys in my class, would go together in a group to those clubs and stuff, but I usually declined, because if you don't like something, why subject yourself to it, right? Don't get forced to do anything you don't want to do. So, and I do think that part of the success that I have in bodybuilding is due to me being able to stay focused and disciplined. Now, a lot of you guys may say, whoa, that's boring, just having one thing to focus on, not going out. But the thing is, to me, not going out, I'm not missing anything. I don't like it. So I would rather wake up Saturday morning, Sunday morning, and go to the gym rather than waking up at 1 p.m. with a hangover. Sure, for some people it's fun. For me, not really. And of course, I do go to the occasional birthday party. I do go out to dinner, stuff like that. But and I do go to events, but usually related to bodybuilding or cars, actually, like the Auto Rij in Amsterdam here in the Netherlands. That's a pretty nice venue to look at all the modern cars. I like those kind of things as well. Or Jap Fest, that's also in the Netherlands. A lot of Japanese, Asian cars being represented there, tuned up and stuff. So I like that kind of stuff as well. But going out clubbing and stuff in the weekend, drinking, not my thing. Not really. Next question. Itachi asks, should you always train to failure or only the last set? And how many workouts do you recommend for shoulders? I think he means exercises. I personally like to do a pyramid style training. For example, on the lat pull down, when I start the exercise, that's the starting exercise of the day, I like to do 5 sets, starting with 15 reps, then 12, 10, 8 and 6. To me, this is the ideal combination between volume and strength. So you get a good pump, because the first few sets are quite a lot of reps, but the last 2 sets basically are heavy. So you get the good pump and good overload on the muscles. A lot of time under tension as well because of the volume. It's just a good combination for me. Now, in terms of going to failure, the last 2 sets, 1 or 2 sets, I usually do go to failure, and even beyond failure. For example, when I hit 6 reps on the lat pull on the last set, I have someone behind me pulling the bar down so that I can do a couple more forced reps, because if the energy is still in there, use it. Next question by Caleb Holguin. I don't know, man, I'm sorry. Can you do a video on supplements that are really good for the body and can help out a lot for a teenage lifter? Yes, I will do a video on supplements in the future, kinda in the near future actually. Probably have to divide them into more videos, because it's boring to watch a 30-minute video talking about supplements. You kinda wanna, 1 or 2 supplements, focus a video on that. I will do that. But for a teenage lifter, and when I was a teenager, when I started out, I didn't use any supplements for 4 years, I think, maybe a multivitamin, but it, I didn't think about it. Probably because my parents told me to, because it's considered a healthy thing. But yeah, I didn't really consciously take in any supplements until I turned 18. Only then I started to really kind of understand, oh, there's whey protein. Protein right after training is important. I was really slow getting into the world of supplements, really, because the results, they were there. You can see it in the transformation video. I mean, I made progress, solid progress every year. And, when I turned 17, 18, the hormones in your own body are, when you're a teenager, are basically high enough for you to make continuous gains. You don't need to use anything else. But supplements are complementary to your diet and training if they are perfecto. So what I suggest adding is, first of all, an omega-3 supplement. This is just to enhance your blood plasma levels of cholesterol, up the HDL cholesterol, lower the LDL cholesterol, and it's just good overall for blood health. So it's important to always take that, unless you like to eat salmon every couple of days, then it's not really necessary. Next to that, I would take something like a multivitamin with enough stuff like vitamin C, vitamin E and stuff, but some are fat soluble like vitamin E, which you should take next to the multivitamin, but if you have a good multivitamin, it's no need to take any other extra vitamins with it. But it should have antioxidants in it as well, so that you can take it after you train to help your muscles recover. And whey protein, I mean, it does have a role, of course. I started doing it when I was 18, so I already had 4 solid years of training under my belt. I made progress, so if you're just starting out, just see what you can do using nothing but food and training. Get that up to par first, and then add supplements. Every time you then plateau, you can add a little extra to break through the plateau, and that is important. So the omega-3s, the multivitamins, creatine, yeah, I wouldn't take it right away, but when you have been training a couple of years, I would start taking it to keep the progression line going up. And, the whey protein, if you train for a couple of years and your diet is good, yeah, taking it after working out would be beneficial. And take it along with it 1 or 2 bananas, carbs after workouts. That's actually the most important. Next to that is the protein, but you can also get that from a regular meal. Anyway, I hope I answered that question. Next question by Eric Theodoritis. Wesley, I have a question. Have you ever heard of using honey during your workout as a glycogen catalyst? I see guys in the gym using it, and I've tried it a few times and just wonder if that's a bro science thing or if there is something to it. Love the channel and videos. Keep it up, stay golden. Alright, to answer the question about the honey. Honey has glucose and fructose in it. Now glucose, when you ingest glucose, so when you ingest the honey and the part of the honey which is the glucose, how your body responds to it is by upping the insulin, because your blood sugar level rises, and then the insulin response makes sure that the muscles absorb the glucose, converting into glycogen. And the glycogen you can use for working out. But the fructose in the honey is undergoing a different metabolic pathway. So basically what that means is that, first of all, it doesn't raise the insulin levels, so your muscles won't as likely take in the sugar, the energy from the fructose. And, as far as it being a catalyst to glucose, I don't think so, because your body is always going to want to burn the glucose first. Fructose is not the preferred energy source for your body, especially your brain. You know, it only wants glucose. And unlike glucose, when taken in normal amounts, which would convert to energy or sugars in the muscles, fructose is more likely to turn into fat because it's more lipogenic, which means it's more likely to convert the sugars, you know, the energy from the fructose into fat. So I wouldn't recommend taking honey during workouts. I wouldn't even recommend taking anything during your workouts. You want to burn off the muscle glycogen so that when you're done working out, your glycogen stores are depleted. So when you do take a carbohydrate source post-workout, your muscles are much more capable, much more responsive to taking in all those energy molecules or sugar molecules, and with it, taking all the benefits. Next question. CLH asks, what's your favorite cheat meal and how often do you have one? I'm in contest prep right now, so I don't have any cheat meals at all. I eat the same every single day until I reach my goal. You know, some people like to have cheat meals once every now and then first of all, to, you know, give in to the cravings, you know, be able to move on for a couple more days without having those cravings, and to up the metabolism, to basically shock the body, you know, shock the metabolism and say, oh, I'm getting enough energy anyway, so I can up my metabolism and burn more energy. But then, after the cheat meal, you start dieting again. For me, it's just, when I'm consistent, it's always gonna work. So I don't need to do anything tricky at all to make my metabolism stay. I've never really had any problems with a slowing metabolism anyway. I've always been pretty lean. So it isn't difficult for me to stay lean and to get lean to sub 5% levels. So what my favorite cheat meal is, though, in the off season, you know, I am a fan of both savory and sweet meals. So I do actually have quite a lot of cheat meals. I really like homemade pizza. You know, you've got these fresh pastry rolls. You basically roll them out on a pizza tray from the oven. You put on everything you want. You know, the tomato sauce, the cheese, the protein source. I actually like smoked salmon on there as well, or any type of fish. And, you know, a lot of vegetables, onion rings, stuff like that. And that is probably about 1,500 calories, if not more. But I love it. And I could eat another one right after that. That's the problem, basically. But, yeah. And I also like cheesecakes. Usually the ones that you do not bake in the oven. Basically the ones you just set in the fridge to set. Or Manchu cakes. Also incredible. Especially the one my mom makes. That's the best. Strawberry flavor. Yeah, what else? Basically, when I have a cheat meal, I also like oatmeal, but adding in a lot of dried fruit, extra amount of whey protein, or, you know, a good tasting one. Adding cocoa nibs, actually, for the chocolate flavor. Also chocolate raisins adding in there, you know. So it kind of still is at the core an oatmeal meal with protein in it, but with a lot of extra goodies. And that's basically twice as many calories as it normally would be. But, you know, when you're off season and you're craving something and your diet looks good, it's okay to do it. But I don't like to do it when I'm in competition mode, because I like to be focused, and when I have a cheat meal, I cannot help but think I strayed. I cannot help but think that I didn't stay clear on path. Unless you have a coach who specifically tells you, hey, on Sunday at 7 p.m. you're gonna have this and this and this to up your metabolism because of this and this and this. Then I would. But this has always worked for me, being consistent, so that's what I'll do. Last question of today by Brahil 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He asks, well, it's a paragraph of sentences, but he's basically saying, when he's working out, he gets a great pump in his smaller muscle groups, the calves, the arms, the biceps, triceps, shoulders. But he's saying that when he's done, he doesn't really feel sore the next day and doesn't notice growth in those smaller muscle groups. But when he's doing the compound exercises for chest, back and legs, he is sore and he does experience growth. So his question is, why? What can he do to fix this? Well, I think it's hard to know when you don't have all the information about your diet and your workout split basically, but I think that, for example, your back day and your arm day are drastically different in terms of the amount of effort you put forth. So let's say you have on back day 5 sets of heavy back exercises and the next day you're sore. And on arm day you have 5 sets of heavy arm exercises. Yet the difference is you worked a much smaller muscle on the arm day than when you did on back day. And if you eat exactly the same on both days, that means you can have a different response. On arm day you might eat enough for your body to recover before being sore from it. But on back day or leg day or chest day, you may have exceeded the limit that your diet can supply recovery to you so that you do feel sore the next day. And I want to tell you, soreness doesn't mean whether your muscles are growing faster or if your workout was effective or not. It only tells you basically how up to par your diet is in terms of recovery. Now, soreness usually is caused when you're not used to training the muscle, or when you're depleted in certain vitamins or minerals or protein on that specific time to recover those muscles. And when you're sore, it basically means it takes longer for the muscle to recover than if you're not sore at all. The toxins are being released from those muscle fibers much faster because your diet was up to par. And so don't think that your arms aren't growing. You cannot expect them to grow compared to last week. And you notice the bigger body parts growing much faster because they simply occupy a bigger space on your body. You're more likely to see growth in those than the smaller muscle groups, because compared to the bigger muscle groups, they always look kind of smaller. And as I said before in other videos, it is all about patience. In your question, you mentioned that your form is good, you get a great pump, you go heavy enough. If you do all that, don't worry. And if your diet is on par, so I do suggest, if you're lean bulking, watching my lean bulking video that I did on the channel. But if your diet is on par, enough protein, enough healthy fats, enough vegetables, fruits, fibers, everything is good, everything clicks. If your workouts are good, whether you feel sore or not, you will progress. It's just a matter of being consistent with it. A lot of people notice, oh, I'm not feeling sore, oh, I'm not growing, oh, I'm not making progress, and they change it up. But who knows, maybe the next workout you were able to do a heavier weight with the same exercise, but now you never know. Now you messed it up because you do something entirely different. And yes, I do say to change it up sometimes in other videos, but I don't mean change the entire workout. What I mean is, for example, on a T-bar row, normally you do 5 sets or 4 sets of 10 reps. This time you do 3 sets of 10 reps, and the last set, lower the weight and use pause reps at the top. It's a small difference, yet a big one in terms of, mind-muscle connection, the amount of blood rushing to the muscle, perhaps even hitting different muscle fibers, squeezing extra hard at the top. It's just a different effect, a different environment for your muscles, so they will have to adapt to that. And they're able to adapt because it's a smaller change. When you change everything, your whole body has to adapt to a new schedule. That is not possible. And Now, as some of you know, I do make personalized meal plans and nutrition plans, but some people mail me after a couple of weeks even, saying that they are wondering when they should change it up again. But that's not that's not the right way to look at it. The right way would be to improve as much as you can doing the same. The more you change, the more your body has to go through change. The more your body has to adapt, and it cannot grow. It cannot grow upon the previous level because you change the level every time. And your body basically has to start over until before it even reaches a higher level. The first 5 years of me working out, almost every workout was the same every single time, until I discovered YouTube and noticed, some different exercises, because I never really did any research on them, and that was a blessing and a curse at the same time, because I didn't know different exercises, but at the same time I did build up a very strong base using the same exercises. And I did, for example, the lat pull down, the V-bar pull down, and the seated row. Those were the only 3 exercises I ever did for back for years. And I built up a solid back. That's all you need. Consistency. Patience is key, guys. It takes years, not weeks, not months, years. And you gotta like what you're doing. You gotta enjoy the bodybuilding lifestyle like I do. I look forward to go to the gym, not to break my previous record, but just to move, to use my body, to sculpt my body slowly. And it's not an active thing, it doesn't actively happen. It happens over time because you keep being consistent in going to the gym, having a proper diet, supplementation, etc. So yes. So that was the video of today, but I kind of wanted to show you, this is a Cytec shirt, as you can see. And I've been wearing these kind of shirts quite a lot. I actually had a lot of shirts just from different local stores, but they were fitting me awkwardly, or they didn't fit at all, even though they were extra large. But I was always looking for us, kind of a fitness related, bodybuilding related clothing that didn't look like a stringer or a Gold's Gym shirt or whatever. This is a Cytec shirt, and it doesn't really scream supplement store or bodybuilding. It's just a nice shirt, and it fits pretty nicely. Even if you have big arms, it fits nicely. It doesn't fit. It's not uncomfortable. And slowly I basically replaced all my other shirts with shirts like this, and they're good quality. They don't cost much at all, and they're just nice and beneficial to wear because you can wear them to school or whatever, in daily life. And when you work out, you don't have to change, because this is a very good shirt to work out in as well. But let me show you some more. So basically what we have here is a lot of shirts. For example, I've got 5 shirts right here. I got a lot more actually, but just to show you that bodybuilding brand doesn't have to look like bodybuilding clothing. This is a Cytec shirt. It doesn't really, unless you really take a closer look at the shirt, you notice that it's a Cytec shirt, because it kind of says here Cytec Nutrition, but from afar it just looks like a good average shirt. But the difference is that it's always, when you're a big guy, it's always comfortable to wear. You've also got this on different kind of designs. And obviously something like this is more for the gym, with quotes on it: pain is temporary, glory lasts forever. It does. I like to wear this during leg day, kind of motivating, and it's nice. I like to wear bigger shirts on leg day because, it's more comfortable. You've got a lot of designs like this. And also the design I'm wearing right now in different colors, like this, neon kind of colors. So, those are kind of a few of the shirts. As you can see, I'm getting quite lean. You know, when the triceps are showing, the guns are blowing. So yes, guys. So that was the video of today, the Q&A number 5. I hope it's number 5 because there are, you know, otherwise I have to change the annotation to, oh, it's number 6. But I hope you learned something from the questions, from the answers. And if you have a question for the next Q&A, answer down below or on any other video. Just make sure to add some type of hashtag, for example, hashtag Q&A or just for the Q&A or whatever. Add something that I know it's for the Q&A, and I'll answer it in the next Q&A video. So a lot of people have also been asking for the cutting video, and I'm in the middle of a competition prep cut. So yes, that video is coming up really soon. And yes, a lot more coming. I'm also going to show you an ab workout video, a forearm workout video, and a lot more recipe videos as well. I've been working on that. And I'm trying to do full days, you know, vlogs. But currently I'm on holiday. Well, it's holiday time in the Netherlands, so I don't know how exciting that will be. You know, it's more exciting to do it while actually doing something productive other than Vintage Genetics, working out and making meal plans, workout plans and stuff like that. So yes, those videos are coming as well. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to stay golden.